Yeah, this is a response to, is religion the greatest cause of murder? Well, first off, going by pure numbers of one dead person for religious cause versus one person dead for not, it's obviously not the religious ones that win. It is Stalin and the atheist regimes, I hate to admit. But I think there's some factors that we gotta look at other than just pure numbers, because thinking about it, well, during the Crusades and the Inquisition and all of the Salem witch trials, what did they have as weapons? You know, they had swords and they had, that's about it. You know, what Stalin had, he had gas chambers and tanks and all sorts of weapons of mass destruction that weren't even dreamed of in the Middle Ages when a lot of the religious murder was going on. So I think it might be an actual little bit better to look at it in terms of a percentage of the death of the entire population, similar to one of the guys you were talking about that killed one-third of his population. I think it'd be better to look at it in those terms rather than pure numbers. And even still, someone like Hitler, nobody can really know what he was thinking. No, he did so many crazy things that we just can't know. And so I generally toss him out of the fray when we're talking about this kind of stuff, because you can't figure it out. But I think the real problem with trying to come up with exact numbers is, well, what about all the stuff of the Old Testament? I mean, the flood and all that stuff, are we going to count those as religious motivated murders? I mean, and if we are, how many people were there? Well, we don't know. I mean, we don't have any kind of real records that show how many people actually died, or, you know, in Sodom and Gomorrah, or the plagues of Egypt, or, you know, we don't really have a good record of that, or any of the Israelites conquering of the Holy Land. We don't have an exact number there of how many people they killed, and I'm sure it's pretty high, but I think looking at it, trying to look at it sheer numbers is nearly impossible, because I don't think we have all the numbers. Well, and one other point that you made, that you said that would it be unreasonable to suspect that Stalin might not, or any of them may not have been so bad or killed so many people if they believed in a God? Well, let me pose this to you. If they believed in a God, and say for instance they believed it was the will of this God to massacre these people for they were unworthy, you could easily suspect that the death toll could have easily doubled or tripled. Especially with Stalin. He had nuclear weapons. If he really believed that in the Bible and the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah by God for wickedness, and he believed that people were truly wicked, is it not reasonable to suspect he might have wiped out entire cities for things like that, and easily rose that death toll?